A rugged man with piercing eyes and tattered clothes stands at the entrance of a Yoruba village in Ondo State. The village is alive with activity: women carrying clay pots, children playing, and men returning from the farm. Arogun raises his staff, and his shadow looms larger than life against the setting sun. Arogun walks into the village square, his staff tapping rhythmically. The villagers pause, their curiosity piqued by the stranger. He utters his first cryptic words: the earth trembles for what it holds. Heed my words, or the skies will weep blood. A group of elderly men, wearing traditional agbada and beads, sit under a large iroko tree. Arogun, with a stern expression, kneels before them, his staff resting on the ground. The tree's shadow casts a dramatic pattern over the group. Elder, who are you to speak of calamity in our land? Arogun, I am the voice of the unseen. Your ancestors have sent me to awaken you. The elders exchange wary glances, unsure whether to heed his warnings or dismiss him as a madman. Vibrant Yoruba dancers in colorful attire perform in front of a crowd. Drummers beat their instruments energetically, and palm oil lamps illuminate the scene. Arogun stands at the edge, watching with a grim expression. Arogun interrupts the celebration, shouting, "Stop this! The festival angers the earth spirits. Cease, or your crops will wither." The drumming halts, and the crowd murmurs in disbelief. Arogun lies on a mat in a modest hut, his face contorted in a nightmare. Ghostly images of villagers fleeing from a burning town hover above him, blending with the dim glow of a lantern. Arogun wakes up in a cold sweat and rushes to the village square. He proclaims, "Fire and water shall battle for your souls if the elders refuse to cleanse the sacred stone." A mysterious stone covered in moss sits in the forest, surrounded by thick, misty air. Arogun leads a group of reluctant villagers, each carrying torches, to the site. Arogun orders the villagers to pour libations on the stone. Some comply, but others scoff. A sudden gust of wind extinguishes the torches, leaving everyone in darkness. A young man, bold and defiant, stands chest to chest with Arogun in the village square. Villagers form a circle around them, their faces reflecting a mix of fear and excitement. "If you truly see the future, tell me what I hold in my hand." Arogun, without hesitation, "A broken shell, a sign of your shattered faith." The young man opens his hand, revealing the shell. Gasps ripple through the vast farmland with maize and yams lies desolate, the crops shriveled under the scorching sun. Villagers kneel in despair, while Arogun stands silently, his staff planted firmly in the ground. Arogun speaks, "This is only the beginning. The soil demands repentance." The villagers beg him for guidance. Arogun, flanked by a few chosen villagers, performs a ritual under the full moon. A calabash filled with herbs and animal blood sits in the center, surrounded by burning candles. Arogun chants in an ancient language, and the wind howls through the trees. The villagers watch, awestruck, as the flames change color. A villager, sneaking into the forest at night, digs up the sacred stone. Moonlight glints off his sweat-soaked face as he struggles with the heavy rock. Unbeknownst to him, Arogun watches from the shadows. The betrayer's axe sets off a chain of mysterious events. Animals flee the forest, and strange cries echo in the air. A violent storm ravages the village. Palm trees bend under the force of the wind, and huts collapse. Lightning illuminates Arogun standing in the rain, his staff raised to the heavens. Arogun shouts above the chaos, "This is the wrath of the ancestors. Only unity can save you now." The villagers gather at the sacred stone, each holding a symbolic item: corn, cola nuts, and a white goat. Arogun leads the ceremony, his face painted with traditional mark. The villagers chant prayers, and the storm subsides. Arogun declares, the ancestors have heard you. Protect this harmony, or the doom will return. Arogun walks away from the village at sunrise, his figure silhouetted against the golden sky. Villagers, now at peace, watch him leave with a mix of gratitude and wonder. Arogun pauses at the edge of the village, turning back to say, remember, the future is shaped by the choices you make today. He disappears into the horizon. Dark clouds gather over the village once more. Lightning streaks across the sky, and thunder rumbles ominously. A group of villagers gathers in the square, their faces etched. The village chief, trembling, consults the elders. Chief, did we not follow his warnings? Why has the storm returned suddenly? A child runs into the square, shouting, Arogun. Arogun appears at the edge of the forest, his staff glowing faintly. The villagers crowd around him, their expressions a mixture of hope and dread. Arogun speaks in a low, commanding voice, the first test was of obedience. Now comes the test of truth. Who among you hides secrets from the ancestors? The crowd murmurs uneasily, casting suspicious glances at one another. The revelation. A young woman steps forward hesitantly. She holds a small bundle wrapped in cloth, her face pale and tear-streaked. The crowd parts to let her through. Young woman, forgive me, ancestors. I stole from the sacred grove. Arogun nods solemnly. The ancestors are merciful, but their patience wears thin. Restore what you have taken, and let this be a lesson to all. The cleansing of the grove. A group of villagers, led by Arogun, walks into the dense forest. They carry calabashes of offerings, including palm wine, yams, and cola nuts. Sunlight filters through the trees, casting an ethereal glow. Arogun performs a cleansing ritual, chanting and sprinkling water from a gourd. The atmosphere grows still, and the villagers feel a palpable sense of relief. The omen of the birds, a flock of strange, brightly colored birds circles the village, their cries echoing eerily. The villagers stare up in awe and confusion. Arogun interprets the omen, the birds carry a message from the skies. Your unity has pleased the ancestors, but danger still lurks. Look to the river for your next trial. The village river, once calm and clear, now flows murky and turbulent. Fish float lifeless on the surface, and the air is thick with an unpleasant odor. Arogun kneels by the riverbank, dipping his hand into the water. He looks up, his expression grim. The river is poisoned, a sign of betrayal among you. Find the one who has broken the covenant. The hidden betrayer. Arogun leads the villagers to a hidden hut on the outskirts of the village. Inside, they find charms, stolen sacred objects, and symbols of dark rituals. The owner of the hut, a once trusted elder, is dragged before the village. He confesses to practicing forbidden magic to gain power. Arogun, the ancestors demand justice. Purge this evil, or your village will perish. The purification ceremony. The entire village gathers in the square under the watchful gaze of the ancestors. A large bonfire blazes in the center, consuming the stolen artifacts and dark charms. Arogun leads the villagers in a final prayer, his voice rising above the crackling flames. The storm clouds dissipate, revealing a clear, star-filled sky. Arogun, the ancestors are at peace. Guard your unity, for the trials will never cease. As dawn breaks, Arogun prepares to leave once more. The villagers, now united and humbled, bow in respect. The elders speaks. Will you ever return? Arogun smiles. The river is always flowing.